Hi, my name is Vanessa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you the ordinary skincare routine for winter skin. Now during winter the weather becomes much colder, the air is much drier, and this is where you may experience dry skin, tight feeling, rough skin, or even flaking. So you want to make sure that you either can already prevent this from happening in the first place, or you want to give your skin some relief. So I have prepared for you an example routine that keeps the focus towards hydration, to keep the skin intact as well as protected. And if you aren't familiar with my setup video, I like to prepare my example routines in a PowerPoint so that I can share them with you step by step on screen. And you will be able to find a copy of the entire PowerPoint in the description box down below. But now I want to take the time to go through the entire PowerPoint to explain to you the different categories, and then we're heading into the example routines. So let's get started. And as you can see right here, we are in the PowerPoint. So the first category is going to be the example skincare routines. So I have one morning skincare routine for you as well as two evening skincare routines, which I'm going to explain to you in just a moment. Below that, you will be able to find the skincare product descriptions category, which is important for you because, as you just saw, I did not only pick one product, I picked, depending on the routine, multiple products because there are several options. So if you aren't sure which one you should pick, this is where this category comes in handy, because I have listed all the products in this category so that you can go over it. You have a little description next to it that's going to break it down, as well as give you some information for whom it is suitable, like for what skin type as well as skin concerns, so that you then have an easier choice based on what you should pick. Then below that you will find the general skincare tips category, and those tips I'm going to go over them while I'm sharing with you the example routines, but you will have them again in much more detail in the PowerPoint itself. And then below that you will find the sunscreen guide. Now this contains like so much information on sunscreen, when you should wear it, how to read labels, etc., plus the application guide as well as the removal guide. So you will find all that information in the PowerPoint, which again you can download in the description box down below. But now I want to take the time to properly break down my example routines. So you can see the morning skincare routine right here. On the top corner you have the time of use, in the middle for like what it should do for you when following this routine. Below that, the example routine already in the correct order of application, and below that the overall general guide of how you should use the individual products, how much you need to use of your specific serums, so that you have a starting point. The general guide can be adjusted, but in general I do not recommend overdoing it with your products, because this can not only create layering issues as they cannot properly absorb or set on the skin, but it also may create more sensitivity depending on the treatment that you have. So therefore I recommend starting with my general guide, and then if you feel like using 1 or 2 drops more, you can always go ahead and adjust it. So first of all, we are going to get started with the first step, which is washing your face using a regular cleanser that's suitable for your skin type, which is still important even during winter. So if you have an oilier skin type but it may feel a bit more dehydrated, you still want to make sure that you're choosing a cleanser that's able to remove the excess oil from the skin surface. Whereas if you have dry skin, you want to make sure that you're choosing a cleanser that helps to hydrate the skin and that it's not too drying, so that it's not going to strip too much away. So choosing the right cleanser can already make a huge difference. So once you're done with washing your face, you have rinsed off the cleanser, take a clean towel, gently pat all over to remove the excess water from the skin surface. So please avoid applying your skincare products to wet skin. You can apply them to damp or dry skin, but not wet skin. Then we are heading into the first water-based serum, and this is going to be either the ordinary hyaluronic acid serum or the ordinary amino acid. Now both contain B5, which is panthenol, which helps to hydrate the skin as well as protect the skin, but The difference between those two is that hyaluronic acid helps to hydrate the skin and can give you a temporary plumping effect, whereas amino acids are little elements that the skin itself needs. So if your skin is a bit like weakened, you do not really look for a plumping effect, but you want to really make sure to strengthen your skin, well then this would be your choice. Or you can go ahead and use both. But I want to simplify the routine, therefore I've mentioned or, but it wouldn't be wrong to use them together in the same routine. Nonetheless, once you have applied your hydrating zone to the skin, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And then give it a moment so that it can absorb into the skin before heading into the next step. Then when it comes to the next step, we are working with an antioxidant zone, which is an anhydrous solution, so it's a water-free solution. And I've picked the ordinary EUK because that one helps to fight free radicals. It helps to ease the skin, keep it healthy looking, as well as protects the skin. Plus, if you experience a bit of redness, which isn't that uncommon during winter, then you can go with EUK as well. So it's a great antioxidant that I want to include, therefore you can see it right here. So once you have applied it to the skin, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And then again, give it a moment so it can set before heading into the next step. Now, when it comes to the next step, this is an optional step, depending on your skin, previous skin type already in the first place, as well as how well it layers and the feeling that you prefer. Nonetheless, when it comes to the moisturizer, I recommend choosing a moisturizer that contains natural moisturizing factors. So this can be the ordinary natural moisturizing factors because it contains those elements that the skin needs to repair itself, to maintain its balance and to protect the skin from the environment. Or if you want to have more of a fancier formulation that feels much smoother on the skin, and once I've applied it to the skin it kind of dissolves, then you would go with Nyox Hydration Vaccine. It's kind of like an upgrade from the ordinary natural moisturizing factors. So therefore I still want to include it because both contain the natural moisturizing factors, but the formulation itself is a bit different, yet suitable for all skin types. Once you have applied it to the skin, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And then again, give it a moment in between to set before you're going to move on to your sunscreen. Now, sunscreen throughout winter is still important. Of course, it always depends on how picky you are based on what the sun can do to your skin. But still, if you want to protect your skin against the UV rays, if you want to protect the skin from the damage that the sun can give you, even when the weather is cloudy, sunscreen is important. And this is going to be the last step in your morning skincare routine. So I've picked two, again, example sunscreens, either the ordinary mineral sunscreen, which is rich in antioxidants. It's a mineral sunscreen, suitable for all skin types, but the downturn for some of you may be that it leaves a white cast, therefore I have emphasized it right here. But it has a creamier, thicker texture, so if you're going to go with ordinary mineral sunscreen, you may not need to use the moisturizer beforehand, therefore again you can see why I've mentioned optional. Nonetheless, this would be the order of application. If you want to have a more lightweight mineral sunscreen that includes a little tint, again, this would be then Nyox Survival 30. And both sunscreens are amazing. They have their pros and cons, so therefore I want to give you the choice right here. Once you have applied your sunscreen all over, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And then this would include your entire morning skincare routine that you can follow daily. Then when it comes to the evening skincare routine, again, I came up with 2 example evening skincare routines. But if you do not want to later on work with an exfoliant but purely hydration, then you can follow this specific routine daily as well. It's completely your choice, but I want to share with you the order of application and how you would use the products. So again, it's going to be your evening skincare routine. Here you can see again a brief explanation of what it should do for you, and right here you have the order of application. So when it comes to your cleansing step, you can go ahead and use your regular cleanser that's suitable for your skin type. But if you have one mineral sunscreen, as with my examples, throughout the day, or maybe even stubborn makeup, then it's best to work with an oil or balm cleanser. because those are able to properly break it down. Otherwise, you're just going to create a mess when using your regular cleanser for it. And this is where the Ordinary Squalane cleanser comes in handy. It's suitable for all skin types, has a nice rich texture, is able to break it all down, yet being extremely gentle on the skin. And it is suitable for all skin types. You could use the Ordinary Squalane cleanser on its own, or if you like to, if you still should feel the need, you can do a double cleanse. Now you will find all that information below the boxes. Once you're done, again with your cleansing step, take a towel, remove the excess water from the skin surface, and then head into your water-based zone to add hydration to the skin. Again, this can be either one of them or both if you should feel the need. Apply it to the skin, leave it on the skin, give it a moment in between so that it can absorb into the skin, and then head into your oil. Now, when it comes to the oil part as well as the moisturizing part, there's several options on how you can go for it. So let me just break down the oils quickly. I've picked Ordinary Rosehip Seed Oil B oil, which is one of my favorite oils, as well as the plant-derived squalane. Now, they have their benefits. Again, you will find everything in the skincare description box part. But when it comes to the oil, you can use that one on its own, leaving out the moisturizer. So you can just go cleanser, hydration, oil. That's completely fine if that's one of your preferences. If that feels comfortable, go just with the oil. And then you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Or you can just go with the moisturizer. Or another version would be mix both. So use a few drops of the oil, like 2 to 3 drops of the oil, about a pea-sized to a bean-sized amount of your moisturizer, and then mix it in the palm of your hand and then apply the mixture to the skin. So there are several ways on how you can work with those 2 steps. So I recommend trying them out individually and see what works and feels the best for you. And then go ahead and maintain that specific preference. And then this would be your evening skincare routine that you can, if you like to, follow daily or alternate between this routine as well as your exfoliating acid routine. Now, when it comes to the exfoliating acid routine, you can see right here on the top a brief explanation of what the individual exfoliating acids should do. You will find again a more specific guide in the PowerPoint itself. But again, make sure that when washing your face that you are able to properly remove your sunscreen and or makeup from the skin. Please, if you just should go with a regular cleanser, if you did not go with a mineral sunscreen, you can wash your face with your regular cleanser, but avoid exfoliating acid cleansers because we're already working with an exfoliant. So please keep this in mind. So then once you then again are done with your cleansing step, take a clean towel, remove the excess water from the skin surface, and then you can head immediately into your exfoliating acid step. However, if that should, for some of you, may create a bit of stinging and burning, which can happen. Not only if you have picked the wrong exfoliant, but if you have picked the right exfoliant but you're new to this, or it's maybe just a bit too intense for your skin, you can always wait 5 to 10 minutes in between. This basically helps the skin to get drier, and then when applying the exfoliant on top, it absorbs much slower into the skin, which then can reduce that sensitivity which you may experience when immediately following it on after your cleansing step. So you have your options right here as well, depending on your skin. Try them out, see what works best for you. And then of course make sure that you're going to choose the right exfoliant for you. Apply to the skin, leave it on the skin, there's no need to wash it off. Give it a moment to absorb into the skin and then head into your moisturizer with natural moisturizing factors as your last step, and then leave it on the skin, there's no need to wash it off. Now when it comes to the frequency of the exfoliating acids, this is quite individual, so therefore I have a frequency guide for you right here. So start off by using it 2 to 3 times per week, and then as your skin builds tolerance, you can increase it up to every other day, up to daily. Now make sure that you start off slowly so that you realize how your skin is going to respond to that specific frequency, and if over time your frequency worked well for you for, let's say, a few months, but then all of a sudden you started to notice some sensitivity, reduce the frequency, because then your skin may not need that specific frequency anymore. So again, go ahead and always play around with the frequency and adjust it accordingly to your skin needs. And then this would be the evening skincare routine when working with the exfoliating acids. And again, on the days when not using the exfoliant, you can go back to your usual hydrating evening skincare routine and then alternate between that one and the exfoliating acid routine. And then there you have it. So you can go with one morning skincare routine to purely add hydration to the skin to protect the skin, same would apply to the evening routine, or include an exfoliant from time to time if you should experience flaky skin, so that you can smoothen it and that you can let go of the dead skin cells. Now, this is what I wanted to primarily share with you. Those were the example routines. You just saw what my PowerPoint all includes. Again, if you want to go over it again in your own time, you will be able to find it in the description box down below. Now, if you enjoyed this video, if you find it helpful, please don't forget to give the thumbs up as well as share it. And if you want to support my work, as I'm an independent YouTuber, I'm not affiliated with any skincare companies. I buy the products with my own money. I set up my example routines in my own time. And you want to support that work, you can go ahead and leave a tip by either clicking on the super thanks button below this video or check out the description box. There you will find a PayPal link, and I would highly appreciate it. Now, if you now want to learn more about the individual products, you want to see the different applications, I'm going to leave some of the videos at the end of this video so that you can keep on watching. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye.